Question 6.6 is going to be using our percent and our proportions to solve word problems. So, the sales tax, guys, will be the amount. That will be an A, okay? So I'm just going to label all of these. So that's our amount A. So when we do our proportion, sales tax will be always on top, all right? The sales tax rate is going to be what? Anybody want to guess? Not base. What's a rate? It's like a percent, right? Like if you're buying a house at 3%, so guess what it's going to be? Our percent P. Total price, what do you think the total price is going to be? B, your base, right? That's always that big chunk. Where we're going to, actually, I'm trying to think. Sometimes it's B, but sometimes we have to add, okay? And what do I mean by that? We might buy it and then have a sales tax and add that tax on at the end. Commission, guys, that's going to be another amount A. How much somebody makes on a house is just going to be a small chunk, so it's A. Commission rate, the word rate, what is that going to be? Another percent, exactly. The amount of discount. Discount, again, is a small chunk, so that's another amount. But if you're buying something and you're getting a discount, what's the sale price going to be? We're going to have to subtract, okay? So if you're buying a shirt for $20, but it's 30% off, we'll figure out the discount and then subtract it from the 20. And so I don't know if you guys want to kind of remind ourselves A over B equals P over 100. A over B equals P over 100. So A is the amount, it's going to be that small chunk. B is the base, it's going to be that bigger amount. P is the percent, and it's always over 100. All right, so let's see what's going on. A says find the sales tax and the total price on the purchase of a $230 DVD player where the sales tax rate is 6.5%. So I'm going to, right off the bat, start with our proportion. Blank equals blank over 100. And we're going to go through and put things. We should always be able to fill out two of those three unknowns, all right? We want to find the sales tax and the total price. Remember I said at the end we might just have to add to get the total price. So the DVD player costs $230. Is that going to be the amount compared to the tax, or is it going to be the base compared to the tax that we're paying on it? The base, right? It's the whole chunk. It's how much we're paying for it. So that's going to be $230. And the sales tax rate is 6.5%, so that's the percent. So where does it always go? Over the 100, right? And what don't we know? The sales tax, but that makes sense. Remember, like I said, the sales tax is that amount. So that will be A or X or whatever you want to call it. Does that make sense to everyone? So what you're purchasing it for will always be the base. The commission, the sales tax, the discount will always be the amount. And then, of course, the percent will always be the percent. So what are we going to do? We're going to cross multiply. We're going to get 100A equals whatever 230 times 6.5 is. What do you guys get when you multiply that?
8.05. Or no, sorry, my bad. 805.
I got 1495.
1495. We'll try it real quick. So 230 times 6.5 should be 1495. Does that look okay? Did you get that, Stacy? And then what do we need to do to get A by itself still? Divide by 100, okay? So when we divide by 100, 100 over 100 cancels out and leaves you with A, that amount you want. But whatever you do to the left, you have to do to the right. So what do you guys get when you take 1495 divided by 100? 1495, right? So remember, this amount is standing for something. It's standing for the sales tax. So when they ask what is the sales tax, we'll say it's $14.95, right? But they also ask for the total price. Well, how are we going to figure out the total price?
And the sales tax?
Yeah, we know if we're paying $230 for it, and then we're going to put $14.95 on top of that. Just throw that in your calculator, guys. How much are we paying total?
$244.95.
You got it. Okay, so they'll have two blanks for you on My Math Lab. They'll first ask for your sales tax, and so you'll put that in the first blank, and then the total price is after you total it. That'll be the second blank. Is that okay? And all these are going to be really similar to that. Let's look at B. B says the sales tax on a $920 computer system is $46. What's the sales tax rate? So we're going to do blank equals blank over 100. We were given $2 amounts. We were given the amount that the computer costs and the sales tax. What one goes on top?
46.
The 46 goes on top, right? That's your small amount, the sales tax, over the total amount the computer costs, which is $920. What don't we know? The rate, which I call P. Okay? Are there any questions there? So again, that chunk, how much it costs, is going to be your base, and that sales tax, commission, discount will be the top. Go ahead and cross multiply. So you have 920p equals whatever 46 times 100 is. So that's going to be 4,600. What do we still need to do in order to solve for p? Divide by what? The 920, right? We want to get that 920 out of the p's way. So that will cancel and leave you with p. And then what's 4,600 divided by 920? 5, okay? So what will your answer be? Since it's a rate, it's going to be 5%. Is that all right? And I don't know, does my math lab fill the percent in for you?
The math lab is.
Inconsistent?
It's very weird.
Okay, it's
Like,
not very,
sometimes
so,
what you teach up here,
It's not
the
what is on
same.
there.
okay.
It's not the same. at
Like the
all.
problems aren't, or the way they teach you the
The
problem?
way they teach us.
Okay, well that's going to happen. We all do different things. I'm just asking as far as putting the answer in, do they have you put in the dollar sign and the percent sign?
They
Okay.
just make us
So
do
make
something.
sure you pay attention to that, because that's something that when we do our worksheets and the test, that we have units, right? So if it's dollars, it's going to be dollars. If it's a rate, it's going to be a percent. All right, let's look at C. The portable DVD player costs $185, and the leather carrying case costs $30. What is the total paid to the cashier if the sales tax rate is 7%? There's a little bit going on here, okay? So we are eventually going to want to fill in blank equals blank over 100. But what we need to figure out is, what are we getting taxed on? All of it, right? So what do we need to do first? Add the two together, right? So let's see what our total bill will be. So over here, let's do 185 plus 30 to figure out what our total bill is, right? So when we buy that DVD player and the carrying case, how much are we actually spending? $215, okay? So that's just a little extra work, where before it told us 920 and before it told us 230. What we're spending, where does he always go? On the bottom. He's our base, right? And we don't know how much we're getting taxed, so that's going to be our amount. But we do know the rate is 7%, and he always goes over the 100. Okay? So A, the amount of tax we're not too sure of, but we know we're paying $215 for both these things at a 7% rate. So go ahead and cross multiply. You have 100A equals 7 times 215. Is that 1505? Okay. And then what do we still need to do to get A by itself? Divide, right? So we're going to divide by 100. So A ends up being $15.05. Does that look right? Okay. But notice it didn't say, what is the sales tax? It says, what is the total amount paid to the cashier? So still, what do we still have to do? Add it to what number?
215.
You got it, okay? So we know we're getting charged $215, but we're also getting charged an extra $15. So this is $215 plus the $15.05, and again, we can throw it in our calculator. What is our total amount paid going to be, guys?
$230.05.
You got it. So this is just the tax. I don't know if you want to label that. So that's just the tax. This is the rate. This is just the tax. You can label all that stuff, okay? All right, let's go ahead. If there's no questions on the front page, and I can throw this to you at the end, so if you want to flip over with us. We have kind of just the same stuff going on, but now instead of taxes, we're thinking of it as commission. But it's going to be the same idea, guys, where whatever you're selling will be the base, that total amount, and the commission you make on it will be the A, okay? And then the commission rate will be your percent. So let's see what's going on here, guys. We have blank equals blank over 100. Let's go ahead and read the problem. It says a book salesman is paid a commission of 3.1% of her monthly sales. Where can we put the 3.1 right off the bat? Over the 100. There's not really any questioning there, is there? For the month of August, she sold $180,000 worth of books. Where's the $180,000 going to go? On the bottom, because that's the total amount. It's the base, right? What was the amount of her commission? Her commission will always be that small number on top, the A. And we now have it set up where we can cross multiply, okay? So we're going to have 100A will equal whatever 3.1 times 180,000 is. What is that, 558,000?
Yeah.
Does that look right? Okay. And then we're just going to divide both sides by 100 to get, what's that going to be, 5,580? And that's what they want, the commission, right? That is her commission right there. So we're done at that point. And that's usually how commission is. Unlike sales tax, you don't usually tack it back on, right? That $180,000 worth of books goes to the company. The commission goes to that person. So we usually don't total them together. Where sales tax, you pay an amount and you're paying the tax as well. All right, B, a salesperson earned a commission of $3,842.50 for selling $53,000 worth of merchandise. Find that salesperson's commission rate. So we'll have blank equals blank over 100. Where is the commission amount going to go? On the top, right? Your commission is always your smaller chunk. So $3,842.50 will go on top. Where is the $53,000 worth of merchandise going to go? On the bottom. And what don't we know? The rate. But remember, that's just P, the percent. All right, so we know they're making a little over $3,800 on $53,000 worth of goods. So let's go ahead and cross multiply. We'll have 53,000 P equals 100 times that 3,000 chunk, which will give you 384,250. Just move that decimal over 2 spots, right? All right, what do we still need to do to get P by itself, though? Divide by what number? The 53,000, right? Because we want to get P by itself, so we're going to divide by the 53,000. So P ends up being what? Is it perfect? 7.25 perfect?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be 7.25, but that's the rate, right? So how are we going to write that as an answer? It's 7.25%. Do you guys see how it's really kind of repetitive? It's 3 different scenarios, but kind of the same idea, okay? The big amount goes on the bottom, the smaller chunk, commission, tax, discount goes on top, and the rate is your P. All right, so the third scenario is just discount, okay? So it's really similar to sales tax, where we're going to find the discount, but instead of tacking it on, a discount means you subtract it, right? So we have find the amount of discount when the original price is $72 and the discount rate is 25%. So you're buying something for $72 and it's 25% off. How much is the discount, right? So what is the total amount? The original price will always go on the bottom, guys. The discount rate's 25%. Where's that going to go? Over the 100. So what don't we know? The actual discount, all right? So the discount is like the tax, it's like the commission, it goes on top. Go ahead and cross multiply, so we'll have 100A equals whatever 25 times 72 is, which is 1,800. And then we just need to divide by 100 to get that A by itself, right? So what is our A? It's just 18, right? That's the discount. So how are we going to answer that? That's $18 that we'll get off. It didn't ask us, but it can just say, well, what would the sale price be? Well, just ask yourself, if it's originally $72 and it's $18 off, how would you find the sale price? Subtract it. Yep. Okay. It didn't ask us that, but that's what we do. B, here it's asking it, find the sale price. So we're going to find the sale price when the original price is $58 and we have 9% off. So we're going to find the discount first, how much off we're going to get, but then we're going to subtract it from 58. So we'll have blank equals blank over 100. The original price is always that base, that total amount on the bottom. The discount rate, all the rates, guys, are your percents, so that's going to be your 9 on top. And what we don't know is your amount A, your discount. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cross multiply. So we'll have 100A equals whatever 58 times 9 is. Is that 522?
Okay.
All right. And then we're just going to divide by 100 to get that A by itself. And by dividing by 100, it's not too bad. You just move your decimal over 2 spots, right? So if it asked what the discount was, we would say the discount's $5.22, right? But that's not what it asked. It asked for the sale price. So what do we need to do? We need to take $58 minus our $5.22, because that's just the discount. So what's our sale price, guys? $52.78. Does that make sense? Like, so when they go, what's the sale price or what's the total price? It's really a two-step problem. Find that tax or find that discount and then either add or subtract at the end. All right, last one. A $3,300 diamond bracelet. Don't give that to me. I'd be scared to wear it. It's part of a 25% off sale. Find the discount and the sales price for the bracelet. Basically exactly what we did up here. We would just circle the discount once we found it and then subtract and get our sale price, okay? So let's go ahead and do blank equals blank over 100. The diamond bracelet, its cost is $3,300. Where's that going to go? On the bottom. And the 25% off, where's the 25 going to go? Over the 100. What don't we know? The amount of discount A, which is on top. Okay? We're going to cross multiply. Bless you. And we're going to 100A equals whatever 25 times 3,300 is, which I got 82,500. Does that look right? Okay. So we're just going to divide by 100 to get that A by itself. So the amount of discount ends up being $8.25. But that's just the discount, right? So like I said, on my math lab, I'll have 2 spots. The first one was how much off are you going to get, right? The discount will be $825. How much are you still paying, though? We have to take the $3,300 minus the $825. You get $2,475. So it's still a $2,000-some bracelet there. Don't give it to me. Like I said, that makes me nervous.